Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the pros and the cons of buying a house in today's market. Whether you're considering buying a house in California or elsewhere. It's important to weigh the potential benefits and also the drawbacks of home ownership before making a decision. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Keep on watching. So let's start with the pros. Let's start with the pros of buying a house. Okay, one of the biggest benefits of home ownership is having a sense of stability and security. It provides you. Okay, when you buy a home, you have a place to call your own and the freedom to make any changes or improvements to the property as you see fit. Owning a home can also be a good financial investment, as the value of the home can appreciate over time. The potential of a financial return when it's time for you to sell. But with all of that in mind, let's get into the talk. What I really want to tell you is, because I'm getting a lot of questions, people asking me, is it a good time? Is it not a good time? So what are the pros that I think that you have as an advantage in buying in today's market? Number one, you're not having to overpay for the property, meaning they're not making you overbid for the property, as we were seeing before. That's a big major thing. That's a pro for you as a buyer. Number two, sellers are willing to help buyers now with paying for closing costs. That's what you're going to hear your agent tell you. Oh, they can help with concessions. Okay, I know they don't tell you what that means. So that's either they're going to help you with closing costs or they're going to give you money for something else. Okay, so that's number two. Number three is you are able to negotiate with the buyer to get things repaired with the seller. Sorry. You're able to negotiate with the seller to get things repaired on the house. Okay, and that's not going to be coming out of your pocket. Number four on the pros list is that you as a buyer or your agent's going to be willing to negotiate for the seller to help you buy down your interest rate. That means to try to get you the lowest interest rate possible that they're able to give you at that time. Okay, so talk with your agent. They're going to actually talk with your agent and your lender, and your lender's going to tell you up to how much will it cost, and that's when you're going to ask your agent to see if they can negotiate that with the seller and try to get you that money so you can buy down your interest rate. Okay, if you can try to ask for the money to buy down your interest rate up front when you're writing your contract, when you're writing your offer, I think that's the best time to do it, is for you to talk to your agent so you already know beforehand that that's something that you're going to want as a buyer. Okay, so that's number four. Number five on my pros list is congratulations. You're no longer a renter, and guess what? Now you're going to be a homeowner. Okay, so that's number five on the pros list. Now let's get into the cons of home ownership. There's five things that we're going to be pointing out, or I'm going to be pointing out to you, okay? However, there are also several cons to buying a house that you are going to have to consider. One of the biggest drawbacks is the cost of home ownership. In addition to the initial purchase price, you will also need to factor in the costs like down payment, closing costs, ongoing expenses like mortgage insurance, interest, insurance on the property, the maintenance, these costs can add up and maybe a financial or maybe or can become a financial burden to you, especially as a first time home buyer. If you are not financially prepared, another potential drawback is another drawback is also the lack of flexibility that comes with owning a home. If you need to move, you'll need to sell your house and go through all of that process and then buy another one, which can be time consuming and also costly to you. Okay. So let's get into the cons list that I have for you. Number one is going to be, yes, I know we're going to talk about it, the higher interest rate. Okay. Yeah, that is a con when it comes to buying a home in this market. Okay. You're looking at anywhere from a 6 to a 7%. Well, that's reality right now. Okay. This is just, we're discussing real time right now. Okay. The ongoing responsibility of home ownership with all the expenses that you are going to have to take on and you're going to have to take care of because you're not a renter anymore. You can't just call the owner of the house or the building where you live, oh, the pipe is not working or this is not working. Everything you're going to have to figure that out. So that's why it's the ongoing responsibility of the expenses of the property. Number three is the lack of flexibility. Okay, so if you just want to get up and you want to leave or you want to move, it's going to be costly for you to do that because you're going to have to put the house up for sale and then you're going to have to, if you want to buy another house or go back to being a renter, whatever, you're going to decide that, but it's just an ongoing expense. So you're not going to have that flexibility to just get up and move. Number four, all of the upfront costs that you're going to have as a homeowner, your down payment, your home inspections, your own earnest money deposit, paying for your appraisal. I mean, the cost can go on and on. So all your upfront costs is a big thing. We're going to talk about the market risk. Yeah, that can be a big con, right? Of course, there's going to be a lot of risk involved when you're trying to do something new or you're trying to excel in something or you're trying to create something for you and your family. It's not going to be easy. But it's up to you to either consider taking the risk or not considering not doing it. If you don't want to do it, don't look into calling a lender or talk to an agent or doing anything. That's totally fine. You don't have to do any of that stuff. That's why I keep telling everybody, it's okay. If you think that you can handle the risk of being a homeowner, then you shouldn't be a homeowner. Okay, but in every market, things what goes up, yeah, must come down, and it goes up again, and then it goes down again. But you just have to figure out when is a good time to jump in or jump out. That's all. If you're buying a house, the best thing that I can tell you is make sure that you are able to afford making the payment. If it doesn't make sense for you financially, in the fact that you can't afford the payment right from the beginning, don't consider buying that home. Buy a home that's more reasonable to your payment option. That's my advice to you. If you want to still get into home ownership, you can probably still do it. There's a lot of opportunities for you, but please keep in mind if you can't afford the home payment or you feel like it's too much of a high payment, I mean, that can be a big risk because let's say you lose your job, something happens to you personally, you lose your job, you need to move out of the house. You could always rent the house. If you're if it's still in market value, you can still try to rent the house so you don't lose the house. You can try to see a lot of different other solutions that you can do instead of just staying in the house, and there's no other solutions for you. Okay, that's the biggest thing that I can give you. The biggest advice I can give you is make sure you always have an exit strategy. Okay, because I know right now I'm seeing a lot of buyers. I'm not saying they want to act like they're investors or flippers. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is a lot of people don't understand how real estate works. And sometimes I get phone calls or I get buyers that tell me, oh, well, this seller got his house for $85,000 and now he wants to sell it for 350. But that seller purchased his property like in the 90s, and you're purchasing the property now. What does it matter how much? I mean, if that's the market value, what does it matter? Can you answer me that? What does it matter how much the previous owner bought their home for? Guess what? They decided to become homeowners, and now they get to take advantage of what? Their equity, right? Because they decided not to throw away their money in renting, and they took on the risk of becoming a homeowner. So why should we question the seller because they bought their house for $85,000? This is just something that happened to me recently that really, really got to me. Okay. Because I know there's a lot of information out there and a lot of information that Zillow gives to people, which is great. I feel you should do your homework. You should look up things. You should be educated on buying. But when it comes to thinking you're going to come in and offer a home seller $85,000 and the house is listed for 350, just doesn't make sense. Don't just stay. My advice is that you're not a serious buyer, and it's okay. Just keep waiting for the market to go down, or I don't know what you're going to be waiting for. I mean, for the market to crash or whatever you're going to be waiting for, keep on waiting. But this seller, he decided to take the risk and purchase a property, and now he has an equity to sell, and now he has some money coming back. Okay, so I'm sorry if I went on a little rambling spiel right there, but that's just what I was thinking when this person asked me that question. Okay, so my conclusion, okay, to the pros and cons of buying a house right now it can be a great investment and provide a sense of stability and security. But it's important to carefully carefully consider the pros and the cons before making a decision. It may be helpful for you to consult with a financial advisor or your real estate professional, and for you to get a better understanding of what you can really afford and what you can really get in today's real estate market. So don't forget to subscribe and like my channel. And also tell me, what is it that you really think about my pros and my cons list? Did you find this information helpful, or do you feel that it just didn't provide anything to you? Go ahead and leave me a comment down below, because guess what? Even if you like the video or you don't, like the information, comment and let me know. I'm interested in finding out how I can better give you the information that I'm doing in my videos, and how could I better help you and educate you. Like always, if you're looking into buying a house, selling your house, don't forget to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and I'll be happy to look into a solution and helping you in your real estate needs. Thank you so much for watching. Angélica Bonilla here with Excellence Real Estate and the HD and the Bonilla Group. Bye bye.